Welcome to the Daily Globe. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. The tectonic plates of global power have shifted, not with a gentle tremor, but with a force that has sent shockwaves through the very foundations of the international order. What once seemed unthinkable is now unfolding before our eyes, as the world's balance of power is being rewritten in real time. What was once a distant rumble from the global south has erupted into a seismic event, redrawing the map of international alliances. The aftershocks are being felt in every capital, as leaders scramble to adapt to a landscape that is shifting beneath their feet. The rise of new voices and the assertion of long marginalized regions have forced the world to reconsider old assumptions. Today, for the first time in history, 2 European Union member states have joined the BRICS bloc, a move that challenges the post-Cold War consensus and signals a new era of multipolarity. This unprecedented step is more than a diplomatic gesture. It is a bold declaration that the world's centers of gravity are no longer fixed, but are shifting toward a more complex and unpredictable future. For decades, global governance was shaped in Washington and Brussels, where decisions made behind closed doors set the tone for the rest of the world. But that era now faces its greatest test, as the institutions and alliances that once seemed unassailable are being questioned from within and without. The corridors of power in the West echo with uncertainty, as old certainties give way to new realities. The expansion of BRICS into the EU questions the established order, and shows that even traditional Western nations are seeking alternatives. This is not just a matter of economic strategy or political maneuvering. It is a sign that the search for new partnerships and fresh opportunities is now a global imperative. The world is watching as alliances are tested and loyalties are redefined. Is this the start of a more balanced world order, where power is shared more equitably among nations, or the dawn of a new era of bloc-based competition, with rival camps vying for influence and dominance? The stakes could not be higher, as the choices made today will shape the world for generations to come. The uncertainty is palpable, and the world holds its breath. This moment is the result of years of shifting economic tides and political frustrations. The global financial crisis, rising inequality, and the search for new models of development have all contributed to a sense of restlessness and a desire for change. Across continents, people have demanded a voice in shaping their own destinies, and now, those demands are being answered on the world stage. To grasp its magnitude, we must look back at the origins and expansion of BRICS, and the moments that led to this unprecedented breach. From its humble beginnings as a coalition of emerging economies, BRICS has grown into a force that cannot be ignored. Its evolution tells the story of a world in flux, where new alliances are forged and old boundaries are crossed. The world has changed, and so must our understanding of it. As we stand at this crossroads, we are called to rethink what we know about power, partnership, and the future of global cooperation. The dawn may be new, or the storm may be gathering, but one thing is certain: nothing will ever be the same again. To truly grasp the significance of today's headlines and the shifting tides in global politics, we need to look back at the origins and remarkable journey of BRICS. This story is not just about economics, but about ambition, identity, and the desire for a new world order. BRICS began as a simple investment term, but over time, it transformed into a powerful geopolitical alliance. Understanding this evolution helps us see why BRICS matters so much today, and how it's reshaping the balance of power. The acronym BRIC was first coined in 2001 by a Goldman Sachs economist, who identified Brazil, Russia, India, and China as the world's most promising emerging economies. At the time, these countries were seen as future engines of global growth, but not yet as a united political force. However, the leaders of these nations recognized an opportunity. They saw that by joining forces, they could amplify their voices and challenge the dominance of Western-led institutions like the IMF and World Bank, which often set the rules of the global economy. In 2009, the first official BRICS summit took place. This was more than just a meeting, it was a declaration of intent. The group called for a fairer, more inclusive global financial system, one that would better reflect the interests of developing nations. The following year, South Africa was invited to join, turning BRIC into BRICS and extending the group's influence to the African continent. This move signaled BRICS's commitment to representing the global South. Over the next decade, BRICS didn't just hold summits, they built real institutions. The new development bank was established to fund infrastructure and development projects, providing an alternative to Western-dominated lenders and showing the world that BRICS was serious about creating a parallel financial system. By 2025, BRICS had expanded rapidly, welcoming new members like Egypt, Iran, Indonesia, and several others. This growth turned BRICS into a sprawling alliance, one that now spans multiple continents and attracts attention from countries far beyond its original members. With its growing influence, BRICS began to draw interest even from within Europe. The stage was set for the bloc's most ambitious move yet, crossing into the heart of the European Union, and challenging the established order in ways few could have imagined just a decade earlier. The world awoke to a geopolitical bombshell. Hungary and Serbia are now full BRICS members. Hungary's move marks the first time an EU and NATO member has joined the bloc, breaking the post-Cold War order from within. For years, Hungary's leadership has courted Russia and China, clashing with EU norms and seeking pragmatic engagement with the East. Serbia, frustrated by stalled EU accession and Western support for Kosovo, has long looked eastward for support and investment. This decision exposes deep disillusionment with the European project and signals BRICS's doors are open to all, regardless of existing alliances. It's a strategic masterstroke, exploiting Western fissures and presenting BRICS as a true global alternative. Hungary and Serbia's path to BRICS was paved by years of political maneuvering and frustration with the West. Hungary's government, led by Orbán, openly defied EU policies, deepened ties with Russia and China, and signaled readiness for alternative partnerships. Key moments included Xi Jinping's 2024 visit to Budapest and Hungary's observer role at the BRICS summit. Serbia, sidelined by the EU and shaped by historical grievances, found in BRICS a sense of belonging and respect. Discreet meetings and strong backing from Moscow and Beijing fast-tracked their applications. The move bypassed potential vetoes by framing it as a step toward multipolarity, not a direct challenge to any nation. The announcement left Western capitals reacting, not intervening. With Hungary and Serbia, BRICS Plus now spans 12 nations across 4 continents. The bloc represents nearly half the world's population and surpasses the G7 in global GDP, PPP. BRICS Plus controls over 40% of global oil production and vast reserves of critical minerals. Its institutions, like the new development bank and contingent reserve arrangement, offer alternatives to Western financial systems. The bloc is pushing to de-dollarize trade, promoting local currencies and developing alternatives to SWIFT. The addition of European members will accelerate these efforts, challenging the dollar's dominance. Economically, Hungary and Serbia's entry is modest, but symbolically, it's immense. BRICS Plus is now a demographic and economic powerhouse reshaping global finance. Hungary and Serbia's accession to BRICS has triggered deep fractures in the Western order. The EU faces an internal crisis. How can it maintain unity when a member aligns with a rival bloc? Populist parties across Europe may now see Hungary's path as a model, threatening further fragmentation. The US has responded with concern, warning of a re-evaluation of Hungary's NATO status. This could force Europe to take more responsibility for its own defense amid growing division. Globally, the move legitimizes multi-alignment strategies, making the world more complex and unpredictable. The binary East-West divide is fading, replaced by a landscape of shifting allegiances. To unravel the complexities of today's shifting global order, I sat down with Dr. Anjali Sharma, a senior fellow at the Carnegie Endowment and a leading voice on international relations. Her insights help us navigate the intricate web of power plays and alliances that define our era. Dr. Sharma contends that what we're witnessing is not a sudden upheaval, but the culmination of years of Western complacency, contrasted with the BRICS nations' deliberate and patient institution building. While the West rested on its laurels, BRICS quietly laid the groundwork for a new global influence. According to her, Western powers have long wielded financial and political institutions, like the IMF and World Bank, as instruments of leverage, often pressuring smaller nations to align with their interests. This approach, she argues, created a sense of exclusion and resentment, leaving a vacuum in global leadership. BRICS, in response, offered an alternative: partnership, mutual respect, and a promise of non-interference, which proved attractive to many countries seeking autonomy. Hungary's recent diplomatic maneuvers, Dr. Sharma explains, exemplify the art of small-state diplomacy in a multipolar world. Prime Minister Viktor Orban is skillfully leveraging Hungary's position, betting that both the EU and NATO ultimately need Hungary's cooperation more than they are willing to admit. By pushing boundaries and testing the patience of Western alliances, Orban is probing just how far Hungary can go without facing real consequences. It's a calculated risk, and one that could redefine the balance of power within these institutions. Yet, Dr. Sharma is quick to caution that the current landscape is far more nuanced than a simple East versus West standoff. The world is not dividing neatly into two opposing camps. Within BRICS itself, deep-seated rivalries and mistrust persist, most notably between India and China, whose competing ambitions and unresolved border disputes often undermine the group's unity. The real strength of BRICS, Dr. Sharma notes, lies not in a unified vision for the future, but in their shared desire to challenge US dominance and create space for alternative voices on the world stage. As we look ahead, Dr. Sharma predicts a period of unprecedented fluidity and unpredictability, where nations will shift allegiances and strategies based on immediate interests rather than long-term loyalties. The geopolitical chessboard is being reset, and every move now carries global consequences. These decisions have immediate consequences for ordinary citizens in Hungary, Serbia, and beyond. Many Hungarians see BRICS membership as a bold assertion of sovereignty and hope for economic benefits. Others fear it will cement democratic backsliding and isolate Hungary from European values. In Serbia, joining BRICS feels like long-awaited recognition and a chance for economic growth. Yet, young Serbs who aspire to a European future worry about lost opportunities and new dependencies. The pivot to the East divides societies, raising questions about identity, values, and the future. The choices made by leaders today will define the world their children inherit. The impact of this realignment will be felt in daily lives for years to come. We stand at a crossroads. Hungary and Serbia's entry into BRICS is just the beginning. The West must now decide, punish or accommodate these new realities. The upcoming BRICS summit in Rio will reveal how the bloc integrates its European members and sets its strategic direction. The world is entering a more complex, transactional era, demanding nimble diplomacy and institutional reform. The debate over what kind of world we want, dominated by blocs or governed by shared rules, belongs to all of us. The ground has shifted. The challenge is to adapt and shape the future. The story is still being written, and our understanding will help determine its course.